Let's start with China. We gave the numbers, but the context is that this is one of several cuts to prices in China over the course of the last year.
Yeah, I mean, this really started even, I would say, late in 2022 when we saw, Tesla sort of open the first salvo of price cutting in China. And last year, it really was just relentless on the part of Tesla and the broader industry. But I think, of the two, what most stands out to me of these cuts, the two models that Tesla has, is the Model 3. I think there was some hope that, with updating the sedan and kind of, giving buyers a reason to have a fresh look at that car. This is a fairly substantial price cut, only a few weeks removed from when Tesla updated the Model 3, and so this is potentially a cause for concern if you were kind of counting on this idea that refreshing the lineup a little bit would lead to pricing essentially bottoming and stabilizing here.
And for that context, it feels that investors feel similarly. The stock is off by almost 4% on the day. In fact, it's had a pretty awful week of run of it, because within this worry about China and the price competition, and we also add to the context BYD suddenly becoming, well, basically a challenger when it comes to the numbers of EVs being sold. And, well, more broadly, it feels as though Tesla is having to come up against growing concern about EV demand broadly. I think of Cox Automotive, for example.
Yeah, I think the Hertz story yesterday is something we can't forget here as well. I think, when we think about Tesla, we think about China and the U.S. being really important to them in particular. In the U.S., for, a big customer in Hertz to, it's really an incredible story to me when we think back to when it was announced that Hertz was going to buy a lot of Teslas. That was what made Tesla a $1 trillion company. And, wow, has that really sort of ended in tears for Hertz, for them to make this, real sharp U-turn from a big investment in electrifying their fleet. That is not a particularly positive development for Tesla, to say the least. And I think the fact that you're now seeing Hertz, launch a sort of fire sale of Teslas is not good for the resale values of Teslas, and potentially could hurt demand for new Teslas, in the sense that there's a whole lot of supply of used Teslas now on the market for people to take a look at rather than look at new.